You do not need to become the alchemist of your reality. This is something that you already are and something that you already do in almost every single moment. And although it may be mostly unconscious, you can make it conscious. And that is exactly what I am going to be talking about in this video. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am your Muse, Traci. I'm your favorite manifestation coach, and I'm here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You are not here to do either of those things. If that sounds good to you, you're more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. I offer one-on-one coaching and I also offer group coaching. And in my group coaching program and in my one-on-one coaching program, we take a deep dive into your subconscious programming or your belief system, and we do the work together to change the programming that is effectively covering up and masking your true nature. I'll take you through the process of identifying and changing your programming. I'll also teach you how to integrate the creator belief system, release stored emotions from the past. Those stored emotions are binding you to that past, as well as teaching you how to honor and process your emotions on an ongoing basis, as well as much, much more. We meet 2 to 3 times per week. In between these sessions, you also have email access to me. It's an intensive month designed to create real transformation. This is for you if you're ready to move past the one-off coaching sessions that are sort of a band-aid. This program creates real transformation in every area of your life and returns you back to your true nature of being an effortless and unlimited creator. Most of my clients will stay in coaching with me 2 to 3 months to integrate these teachings, and some want to stay longer than that, some stay shorter. It's always your call and up to you, the level of support that you desire to have. And either way, my clients come out of this program transformed and back in their ability to create everything that they desire. They stop struggling and stop suffering, and they finally understand how to apply all the manifesting knowledge that they have been consuming for sometimes years already. So if that sounds good to you, you can follow the links in the description below and find more information on my website. Send me an email, leave me a comment, I'll get back to you. So I'm really excited to talk about this video today. So let's first look at the definition of alchemy and what it means to be an alchemist. So the definition of alchemy: a form of chemistry and speculative philosophy practiced in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, and concerned principally with discovering methods for transmuting base metals into gold, and with finding a universal solvent and an elixir of life. Okay, and then there's actually 3 definitions. I'll read all 3. Any magical power or process of transmuting a common substance, usually of little value, into a substance of great value. This is the one that we're really going to hone in on, but I'm giving you all 3. Any seemingly magical process of transforming or combining elements into something new. That one's also relevant. The first one's a little, less helpful. So most commonly, though, you hear this term alchemy referred to as the ability to transmute base metal into gold. And so that's the definition and idea that I'm mostly referring to in this video, and transmuting any common substance that is of little value into a substance of great value. And this doesn't have to be like a tangible substance. It can be a circumstance. It can be, so make sure you understand it's not like a tangible, doesn't have to be a tangible thing. Okay. We're talking about circumstances in general, taking common and maybe circumstances of little value, or circumstances that are not of your preference, is how I would explain it, and transmuting those circumstances into circumstances of great value. In other words, transmuting them into your preference. Okay, so that's what we're talking about in this video. So there are two main ways that I'm going to talk about in this video. They're probably my personal favorite ways. And, maybe there's many, many other ways of alchemizing things and being an alchemist. But in this video, I'm going to talk about my two favorite ways of alchemizing and transmuting your reality. Basically, that's what we want to talk about. Circumstances from, common circumstances not of great value into circumstances of great value, which means they are of your preference. Okay. So the first way that we want to look at, that I want to look at and talk about, is something that you already practice. Like most things, isn't actually something new that you have to, like a new skill that you have to develop. You are already doing this. You are already alchemizing things all the time into the meaning that you give them. Okay. You do this all the time, mostly though unconsciously. But when you start to do this consciously, this is when you can turn your common circumstances, or circumstances that are not of your preference, or events or conversations, even anything, any occurrences, into events, conversations, circumstances that are of great value, again, AKA of your preference. Okay, so I'm going to leave the value piece out, and to make it really specific and clear, I'm talking about transmuting things that are not of your preference into things that are of your preference. Okay, so how do you do it? If you are already doing this all the time, how do you do it? Purposely, consciously. It's with the meaning that you assign to things, people, or circumstances that show up in your reality. And at the simplest level, the meaning that you are giving to things is either good, this is a good thing, or it's bad, this is a bad thing, right? The specific meaning isn't important. We can keep it super general and just know that the meanings that you're giving to things are, they boil down to these two meanings. This is good or this is bad. Okay, the individual meanings can vary widely, as I'm sure you can imagine, but at the root of the meaning you are giving to the circumstances, it's either good or bad. And remember, this is your reality, and you are the one calling all the shots, and you are the one making all the rules and making all the meanings. So any circumstance, event, conversation, situation, anything is what you say it is. It has the meaning only that you give to it. Okay? So if you say this is bad, well, very well then, the current circumstances will continue to play out in a way that you deem is bad for you. In other words, the moment you give this meaning to circumstances, again, the specific meaning isn't important, but the underlying meaning is this is bad, then that is what will continue to play out. You are alchemizing this thing that was once neutral. You are alchemizing it into being bad. And so you will continue to get evidence and unfolding and more conversation and more circumstances and evidence that is not of your pleasing, that is, again, bad, quote unquote, bad for you. Okay? Likewise, if you say, this is good, again, the specific meaning basically means this is a good thing for me, then very well, the current circumstances will continue to play out in a way that you deem is good for you. You are literally alchemizing this thing that was neutral, and you are alchemizing it when you give it a meaning that says this is good into more and more evidence, circumstances, conversations, whatever it is, that are good. You are literally creating alchemy through the meaning that you give to things. And this is very simple, the way you are the alchemist of your reality, already are the alchemist. You don't have to become the alchemist. You are the alchemist of your reality. You're transmuting everything. And we want to take what you've already been doing unconsciously and do it very consciously. And this might seem too simple, but I want to continue to say this in hopefully every video, The truth is always simple, and it's powerful, I might add as well. So whatever the circumstance or the conversation or the event, whatever it is, you can turn the common circumstance occurrence into gold by changing the meaning that you give to it. This is something that I teach my clients to do, and a lot of them find it difficult to do in the beginning. So I want to share this with you in case you have this experience as well. Because again, you're already doing this all the time, but just unconsciously. And the unconscious story or meaning is going to come up first. And this is the meaning from likely your logical mind or your past experiences or your limited self-concept. This meaning is going to come up first, and this meaning is going to feel real and true and sort of like comfy and cozy. It's going to feel like comforting to think this, because this is it's going to be based on your programming, basically. I mean, I mentioned some other things like logical and past experiences, but really it's your programming. You know, your brain kind of does this computation once it observes the conversation or the circumstance, and it does this computation according to your programming, and then it says, boom, here's the meaning. But you didn't choose any of that. It just, boom, came out. You know, like a math problem. Your brain does it, and it happens so fast and so automatic. And again, this is the meaning that is going to feel comfy. It's going to feel, this is like your comfort zone. Again, because that's your programming, and you've probably been operating from that programming for many, 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 many years. So this feels comfy. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's to your benefit, and it's most of the times not. So I describe it as like, this is going to feel comfortable, cozy, warm, like you belong here. However, this is probably not the story or the meaning that is going to turn base metal into gold for you with these circumstances. This is the story meaning that keeps the base metal, basically. You turn the base metal into gold by stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of your, autopilot, programming meaning, by stepping out of what automatic logic meaning, and whatever that meaning is through your programming and your logic, stepping out of what your past experience say this means, right? You got to step out of all of this, and you deliberately give it the meaning that turns it into gold for you, which basically at its core means that you say, this is good. This is working out for me. This is evidence of what I want, and this is evidence of everything working out in my favor. And you don't really have to make sense of why or how. You don't. Now, this meaning is not going to feel comfy and cozy. It is not. It's not going to feel like your comfort zone. It's not going to feel warm and fuzzy and like, you belong here. And just like it's not going to feel that way, but it's likely going to feel forced. It's going to feel like you're faking it, like you don't necessarily believe it. And this is what I teach my clients. This is okay. This is okay. Your comfort zone is not serving you most of the time. So let it feel uncomfortable. Let it feel this way, and know that you're doing exactly what you need to do to alchemize the situation, the event, the conversation into what you want it to be. Because remember, it is what you say it is. This is your reality. You're making all the rules. There are no definitions and meanings to things, by the way. And I can prove this very quickly. You can have two people that encounter the same circumstance, and they each come up with their own meaning and definition. And another proof of this is that all possibilities exist. Creation is finished. All possibilities exist, and the unconscious and automatic meaning that you give to something is just one option. I know it feels comfy and cozy there, but keep in mind that is just one option. And let it feel a little bit forced and fake. And, that's just right now as you're building up the ability to do this. It's so important to remember this, because again, we get stuck in thinking that our automatic and unconscious meaning is the only option. It's not. It's one option out of all the possibilities that exist. You want to get into the habit of remembering that all options, all meanings, all possibilities already exist in the realm of infinite possibilities, or what some people refer to as the quantum field. The realm of infinite possibilities. Every meaning or outcome already exists, and it's up to you to call that meaning into your reality. This is you being the alchemist of your reality. And you do that by being the alchemist of your own reality, by deliberately giving things the meaning that benefit you, that work out for you, that you actually prefer. This is conscious creation or alchemy. Again, this isn't your instinct, but this is the muscle that you are developing and building, and it will get easier and easier the more you make this shift and assign the meaning to things according to what you desire them to mean. And when I say what you desire them to mean, also think what you desire them to turn into. Because again, it is what you say it is. And this is exactly how you are the alchemist of your reality, because what you say it is what you get more evidence of. You get to literally turn anything basic into gold in your reality, okay? By assigning the meaning that you actually prefer it to have. You are doing this, and you are always doing this. You have always been doing this. We're just taking what you've been doing unconsciously and on automatic pilot to making it very conscious and deliberate and on purpose, because you are the creator, not the reactor of your reality. So this is the first way. The second way is, again, very simple. And it is about dropping from your head into your heart. And if you have things that you are ruminating on, so I think, my two favorite ways. The first one is more when you're trying to alchemize external circumstances. And the second one is more about when you're trying to maybe alchemize your internal state. It's more useful for, transmuting your internal state and alchemizing your state so that, as within, so without, you get different circumstances. So try them both. They're both literally so powerful. Okay, so the second one is when you are maybe ruminating on something that someone said, a conversation or a circumstance, or, some result or some, decision that you heard, and you're ruminating. For me, I used to think I was just an overthinking person. I had a busy mind, but what I've come to discover along my journey and learning all of this stuff and applying it to myself, I've learned that this ruminating and overthinking thing is an indication that I am not honoring and processing my own feelings. I'm trying to not feel the feelings. I'm trying to think my way through it. When really to alchemize and transmute this, inner state that I have going on, one of trying to figure it out. There's a lot of times nothing to figure out, you guys, by the way. But I'm trying to figure it out so that I cannot feel the uncomfortable feelings. And so dropping from your head into your heart center and feeling whatever is there. And when you do this, you don't have to try to stop thinking. You literally drop your, self from being up here to being more in your heart. And the thoughts naturally start to quiet and dissipate. And this is literally alchemizing your inner state of being. And if you just keep yourself focused on feeling the feelings and feeling them all the way through, I have other videos where I talk about how important this is. And if you are coming from a place where you don't allow yourself to feel your feelings, especially if they're negative feelings, we've got to change that. We've got to rewrite that. That is not going to help you or serve you in any way. Your feelings are not meant to be suppressed and denied and ignored. Your feelings are guidance. And again, they're a source of alchemy within you. Okay. So going and holding the feeling, letting go of the mind stuff. We're not doing both at the same time. We're letting go of the mind stuff and we're dropping into feeling the feelings, and you literally alchemize your inner state. And so what happens is whatever you are ruminating on, whatever you are trying to figure out, whatever you are trying to solve in your head, it's not solved up there. It's solved when you drop more into your feelings and allow them to transmute. and just, they dissipate, they alchemize, and your state goes right along with that. And this is so, so, so powerful, because think about the first, I guess, state that I'm describing, when you're ruminating, and there's just this conversation or decision or something that you just, there's nothing to figure out, but it just keeps playing and playing and playing. You're not choosing anything. You're not choosing your thoughts. You're not choosing, I mean, you might be trying to, but then the conversation just, yeah, but they said this. But this happened, but okay, so you're not really consciously choosing anything and directing your thoughts. Again, you might be trying to, but it becomes this like back and forth battle. This should be a sign that something isn't working. And again, this is what I've learned to do when I have this, ruminating, trying to figure something out. I go, oh, okay, I got to let this go. And I drop more into my feelings, and I just feel the feelings, and it alchemizes this state where now I am completely freed up to go and choose my thoughts. Or maybe I just let the thoughts not be there, which is an amazing and very peaceful and also very powerful place to be in. But you can't really get to that peaceful, powerful place with the ruminating, because there isn't any solving when you approach this from the mind. There's no solving that is going to actually happen. You're just going to ruminate, and then you might try to, all this, and you're like, well, I need to be thinking about this thing. But again, it's the struggle. And so when you just drop into allowing yourself to feel the feelings, all of the struggle gets alchemized, and it's alchemized into peace. Peace of what? Peace of mind. And I'm going to actually talk about this very thing a lot more in my next video, where I'm going to talk all about the portals into the unmanifested. So stay tuned for that, coming out in the next couple of days. And yes, thank you for your patience. I know I've been a little bit missing. I have just had a ton on my plate, but we're back on schedule. You can expect the videos coming out. And definitely also submit your question. I'm doing one question per week. They've been really awesome questions so far. And this is a way for me to provide some free help for you through these videos. And I know that you guys, usually whatever question you have, a lot of other people have them too. So I want to answer as many questions as I can, and, help you guys sort of put these questions to rest so that you can get on to more powerful and amazing things. So send me your questions and stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you there. Bye.